Hi there, my name's Tommy Weir, and this is my exhibition at Uillinn, the West Cork Arts Centre. The show is called Cíllin, and it's a show of photographs, black and white photographs. These are all about a metre wide, just over a metre wide, just for scale. And what Cíllin stands for is in Irish, of course, it means little church, but it actually is a unofficial graveyard where unbaptized babies were buried up until about the 1970s. So these from about the 7th century on. So there's several centuries of these, resulting in over 1,500 across documented ones across the country. And babies who were unbaptized and who died in childbirth or soon after childbirth, particularly in earlier centuries when infant mortality was much higher than now, were taken from the home by the father typically, or the grandfather occasionally, and buried at night by the father on his own. And so they were excluded from the official funerals, the official ceremonies, the comforts of their community and the support of the people around them. So this was a solitary act by the fathers at night time, as I said. So literally buried in the dark. So we're mid-install here, nearly done, just finishing up the lighting upstairs. But these burials were the babies, they weren't given a name, they weren't given tombstones, they were just taken and buried at night, and a rock typically placed on top as a kind of grave marker, and also of course to protect the grave, and to warn people in a way. And so I have a poem by a poet, Uillinn, which Dara is painting here, hand painting on the wall. And I wanted a poem for two reasons. One, because poetry is something that's important to me. But two, it offered the opportunity to have the mother's voice in the room, because the mothers typically were silenced here. And it was important to me to have that voice in here, and also important to me to have words, words here. So these babies didn't have tombstones; they had no official grave markers, and we often, our gravestones are actually the thing that lasts the longest about us. So it's something that will survive for centuries beyond our own deaths, and here they're denied them. So I wanted words in the room, words speaking of what had happened to them. And Una, who is a wonderful poet and writer, wrote this poem about this phenomenon. And I think if you read it, it's in the catalogue, and it'll be there in the gallery on the day if you get to go. You might find it of interest. So I understand you guys are all doing the Leaving Cert art, no DOS topic. Anyway, look, best of luck with it. Put in the work, you'll be grand, you'll get there.